Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project Magnetic Reversal News, Shinrin Yoku, and Yurt Life, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Friday, January 12th, 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2024. Powerful winter storm across the lower 48. Bitterly cold temperatures this weekend. Record-breaking indeed. Keep calm. It's boom time. Record-breaking cold across the north and the south in the western U.S. Dozens of regions with the coldest temperatures ever. The planet's most abnormally cold air to surge into the lower 48 states. Severe cold will make for an icy NFL games in Kansas City and Buffalo and frigid Iowa caucuses. It will also test the Texas power grid, the nexus of the schmexus. Arctic cold outbreaks could also smash records from Washington state to the Gulf Coast, as they already have done. Take a look. Dozens of cold records up in the north and down here in Southern California as well. Let's take a look at that cold plume on the GFS model and move it through. Here is our current situation with that plume moving down into Montana. But can you imagine how cold it is in Alberta and British Columbia? Minus 37, minus 39. That's the temperature. And tonight it's going to go down to the minus 40s. Take a look at that. Minus 40 for Alberta, just off the flanks of the mountains. That cold is going to move down through Friday and now into Saturday morning. Take a look at how cold it is going to be in the morning here. Minus 34, minus 45 potential for some spots of Montana. That is dangerously cold. That's without wind chill. Here is our Saturday into our Sunday, which will be a fun day this weekend for most of the central states. Waking up to minus 19 in Nebraska, minus 15 in Kansas, minus 17 in Iowa. It will be a chilly one. That cold is going to continue into Monday and even into Tuesday with the same types of low temperatures for Wyoming, Nebraska, the Dakotas, Montana, Minnesota, Wisconsin, all dangerously cold. Thankfully, that will moderate through midweek, but a second plume is going to dive down into eastern Canada at the end of the week here on Friday. Take a look at that. Minus 27 for Quebec and many regions. It's going to be dangerously cold. It's going to linger for some time, and the east is going to get stung at the end of the week with temperatures of 11 degrees in the suburbs of Philadelphia. Winter storms ground stop at Chicago O'Hare. Over 1,000 flights canceled worldwide. Well, nationwide. And many of the areas I was trying to get propane today all frozen up as the morning temperatures were minus 20. Alabama faces severe storms statewide today, and there is going to be some severe weather, and that means power outages. Here's where we were earlier this morning when we started gathering the data for the show. It looks like several 100,000 without power. The biggest hit, Illinois, Texas, and Wisconsin this morning. Let's refresh this and see where we are right now. It should be worse and have moved to the east, and it has. The biggest power outage now, Michigan, with over 140,000 without power. And this is just the beginning of the storm. Many areas could be picking up 16 inches of snow or more over the next 24 hours. Wisconsin, 77,000 without power. West Virginia, 27,000. And Ohio, 27,000. Now, this is going to rapidly increase. By morning, this region I'm circling will be hard hit with those power outages. Hopefully, you're prepared. Powerful winter storm across the lower 48 with bitterly cold temperatures this weekend. A powerful winter storm will bring heavy snow, strong winds, and blizzard conditions from the mid-Missouri Valley, Midwest to the Great Lakes through Saturday. Behind the system, dangerous frigid temperatures are likely across the Rockies and Plains through the weekend. It was minus 18 this morning here, the lowest temperature ever recorded on our instruments since we moved here 10 years ago. Severe thunderstorms are possible across the southeast today as well, with strong winds, hail, and a few tornadoes possible. Take a look at the map. It is literally lit up, and all of these light blue or these grayish blue areas, wind chill warnings. It's absolutely frigid there. Blizzard warnings in almost 10 states, and the map is covered with severe weather. All 50 states have some severe weather warning or not. Sign of the times. Let's walk through the snowfall totals. Now, the 18Z has shown a much diminished nor'easter. Here is the rest of the blizzard, or Storm Jerry, as they call it, that's moving up east into Canada. You can see that heavy snow in Michigan. The entire state will be buried by the end of the weekend. And then here we are on Sunday into Monday morning. A storm developing in the middle of the country will be depositing some winter storms out there in Arkansas, Bill Clinton's boyhood home. And that could be meaning some winter weather advisories for Mississippi and Alabama. Holy macaroni. That storm's going to make its way up the East Coast and bring the first snow to Philly and New York in 2 years, albeit not 7 or 8 inches, just a few inches. But it will be winter indeed. And we'll move these models forward. It looks like the southern Appalachians are the big winter chicken dinner through January. And good news for the basin conditions. Over 14 basins in the West now at or near normal. This is going to increase with the snow that we're about to get, which is good news for that snowpack and those rivers. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Well, actually, there were several today. 5.9, 73 kilometers west of Port Alexander in Alaska. No tsunami warning. We have some activity up here in Montana. 3.3 in Whitehall, as well as a 2.5 in Stanley. That does not mean Yellowstone's going to erupt. Some West Coast activity. 3.0 in Pinos, California. Normal activity. Worldwide, all is quiet on the Western Front. No major earthquakes affecting humanity. Worldwide volcano news update. We've got Popo, Fuego, Sangay, Liwatobi, and Swanos Hima, and more. Liwatobi to 16,000 feet today, Popo to 21, Fuego to 16, Sangay to 20,000. We have more updates on Grimsvötn. Take a look. And we did report on this yesterday, a strong 4.3 earthquake with Jokulip warning. Iceland Meteorological Office raised the alert level of the volcano to yellow as chances that it might erupt have increased, but we've seen no activity at the surface. Good news. Very low-level seismic activity from Grimsvötn and Reykjanes. We're keeping a close eye on the Reykjanes after a small spike in tremor occurred just moments ago, waiting for the imminent eruption. But as you can see here from the graph, tremor increased over the last week. It is now dropping down and maybe increasing again. We may be just days away from an eruption, or maybe not. Stay tuned for updates. Space weather news for January 13th. Very low-level activity over the last 24 hours. No change in the 3-day geomagnetic forecast. We are at solar max, dropping down into minimum with very little solar activity. The latest HMI intensity shows some sunspot candidates that could be flaring, but nothing is happening as of now. We do have one coronal hole facing Earth, number 92, but it's too small to be really geo-effective and make any difference. Them's are the facts. As we move over to archaeology, archaeologists uncover a lost valley of ancient cities in the Amazon rainforest. And tomorrow morning, Lee and I will dissect the new paper and the amazing story that is unfolding across Central, South America, and many other regions, where we now know that there may have been hundreds of millions of people here just about 2,000 years ago during the peak of the Roman Empire, which would completely rewrite history, but very few people are talking about it. Here's the paper, 2,000 Years of Garden Urbanism in the Upper Amazon. We're going to dissect it tomorrow on Revolution Radio, Studio B, 12 noon Mountain Time. Check it out. Huge ancient lost city found in the Amazon. Another paper. And we're going to be going over all of this. So if this piques your interest, the links will be below. And we're going to cover it extensively tomorrow on the radio show. Florida police arrest 123 people for human trafficking. Wait a minute. I thought this was a conspiracy theory. It seems like we've been arresting hundreds of people every month for human trafficking and related crimes. And this group includes teachers and nurses. It's getting more disgusting by the moment.
Is Human Trafficking Awareness Day. The Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office announcing the arrest of more than 100 people. This over an operation that did last several months. These are the people arrested on charges related to human trafficking in Hillsborough County. 123 people busted as part of the 3-month-long Operation Renewed Hope. This undercover operation included online predators targeting minors. These suspects thought they were talking with children and young teenagers. In actuality, the Hillsborough County Sheriff says it was deputies with the Sheriff's Office. National Human Trafficking Awareness Day taking place on Thursday. Florida Attorney General Ashley Moody talking all about the issue and the progress being made.
I am proud to say in the state of Florida, you are seeing announcements and initiatives and engagements with the community all over the state. And it makes me so proud, not just because this has been one of my priorities since leaving as a judge.
Well, it makes me proud because these people are scumbags, period. What are your thoughts? Leave them below. Thank God Operation Renewed Hope exists, and you can go find them on the internet and make a donation and support the work that they're doing, which you should all be doing. Now, Hertz, have you heard, is selling 20,000 electric vehicles to buy gasoline cars. This is completely antithetical to the green movement. The only problem is the electric car scam is coming to an end. And that's good news because our planet will not be as toxified as I once thought. Now, if you haven't heard our interview with Willie Soon on the Tucker Carlson interview, go get it. And the current state of science and scientism, an amazing expose on what's going on in science. And look, only 4,700 people have watched in the last day. That's embarrassing. There needs to be 1 million views on that video. And I just got done, this is why we're late tonight, a Twitter space with the Shepherd of Truth on surviving the apocalypse and many topics that cover the gamut from permaculture to prepping to grand solar minimums to Miyake events. Go get it. It's only 2 hours and 21 minutes long. It's fascinating. Only 161 tuned in. And this could be the piece of the puzzle that you're missing. So go get it. And we're going to be doing more of these as the days progress towards the boom, which is the end game, the globalist dream, where they all go into their bunkers, we all die, and they all come up and they own the earth. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people and be safe. Oh, and watch that Twitter space and the Willie Soon interview as soon as possible. We love you. Yeah.